All right. Welcome, coaches. This is our second live stream with a fellow coach, and if this is new for you, my name is McKie, Coach Ron McKie, and right here I have Coach Justin Clark, and we're here to talk about the run and shoot offense. If the sound is good and everything is good, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that it's doing well. Leave a comment if you have any questions. So what we're going to do is I have a bunch of questions that y'all submitted, and I'm going to ask him, then I'm just going to step my ugly self out of the way, and I'm going to let Coach Clark talk about anything. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and type them in, and I'll come in and I'll ask the questions. So, Coach Clark, the first question is, how do you teach the seam read?
Okay. My seam read is geared specifically for our go route, and then everything else based off of what everybody talks about with the seam read is what I call a vertical read. And so that's the big thing. So our go is specifically for that. And so what we talk about on our seam read is with that number 2 guy is he's going to push the inside hip to best leverage on that under coverage. And once he passes the under coverage, whether it's the outside linebacker or a strong safety rolling down, he is now widening to the seam. Okay, and so now once he passes that under coverage, he's now going to identify that near safety. And once he identifies that near safety, if he cannot cross him, he's going to continue to widen up the hash. If that safety now can cross his face, now I cross his face. And now that's when we get into either the bend post, or we can now run the hunt route or a stop route based on it. What we really like for the quarterback to do is if he widens and that safety is now playing vertical on the hash, we want to back shoulder that ball in the hole. And so that's really the big thing on our seam route is now we're going to widen into the seam. Our vertical read, now we won't widen, we'll just keep it straight. And our vertical read is really what we use on everything else. Our seam read is geared solely for the go route.
All right, so what you're saying is you have two different, a seam and then a vertical.
I do.
Okay. Now, just to go into that, how do you drill that? Like, do you have a major...
What we do is, first off, we're going to have our coaches as an under coverage.
Okay.
And then we're going to have, if you have managers everywhere that I've been, we've been blessed to have them. If not, you can just we can set up trash cans or anything that you want. We'll identify it as a too high look. And then now we'll run it off of a too high look to where we'll do this. We'll play with the coach with the under coverage. And then now they'll widen and then they'll get into their look from there.
Okay.
And so that's one drill. The next drill is just now on air. And now the receiver is doing whatever he wants to do. Quarterback's got to read his motion off of it. And so we put live look on it, and then once we do it, we just do it on air. And now the quarterback has to see what the receiver's seeing.
Okay, so do you do live first, then air, or air, then live?
We do shell and then air.
Gotcha. All right. Well, there you go. That was our first question. Coaches, how is the audio? I got a new mic. I just want to make sure that it's okay. If it's all right or anything, if you have any problems, let me know. The next question is, how do you teach the choice route?
Our choice route is from our lower level guys is we teach steps, and so it's the old school 7-step route, and to where when we run it, we're going to do it off that 7th step. Quarterback is now here, and so off that 7th step, he's now going to read the leverage. Our older guys, we get off of it, and we really tell them anywhere from 10 to 12 is where we want to make that route. And so the younger guys are on a step, older guys is really based on the feel of it. And now once he gets on that 7th step, or once we get to that 10 to 12 yard range, now he's going to run it off of leverage. If he's even, I'm going to be leaving. If he's now off and he's outside leverage, we'll bang 8 post it. If he's off and he's inside leverage, now we'll run the bench cut on that. Right here, if we get press corner, we really want to look outside release and run a takeoff. But the really good guys that I've had at this position, we call it a take it release. And if he's here, he knows he's got to get back inside and over the top.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And going back to the go route, is this a vertical read with this guy?
On choice,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
what we'll end up doing, yes, we'll have the vertical read on it. So now we'll have 3 on the shallow. Now we'll put the vertical read on number 2, and so
Okay.
that's what it'll look like.
Okay.
And so now this is our vertical read. The seam read would now be really that.
Okay. Okay. And just so new coaches, if you don't know, I know we're speaking, we kind of speak the lingo. Could you just draw up the choice route
Yes.
and explain it?
Yep.
For everybody.
The first 2 concepts that we'll put in will be go and choice. And so choice is really designed to be a 3-man route, a 3x1 route. I've started playing around with it to be a 2x2 concept as well. But what we do is always backside to the singled up receiver to where we'll have the choice. And then backside 1, we'll run the go curl
Okay.
here. Number 2 now has a vertical read. Number 3 has the shallow. And then now if we keep him in, we can scat him away if we want to, if we go a 5-man protection. But it's a very simple read. What we tell the quarterback is now it's a progression read to 1, to 2, to 3, to 4.
Okay.
And so based on middle of field closed, middle of field open, basically now dictates what we're gonna do here. So it's air raid
Gotcha.
drive concept. Some people call this an air
Yeah,
raid
that's what I was always- yeah.
cross concept. It's really the same thing. It's a weak side flood.
Gotcha. The only difference that I know, and I'm an idiot, is you're giving these guys the option.
Yes.
Everything else, I think the old drive is a vert or a post,
Yes.
and then okay.
Yeah, and now we have the old drive will be post over the
Gotcha.
top. And if we see that,
You can tag it.
we can tag it.
Okay.
The only thing is, when we do tag it, we have to know that it's gonna be a 2-high shell, because we don't want vertical up the seam and then post
Okay.
on that seam.
Okay.
So that's really kind of a middle field open tag.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. There you have it. All right. Let's see. Coach K and Coach Large. I hope I'm saying that right because I'm stupid. Welcome. Coach Clay Baker. Hello, sir. Coach Steven, I know you've got some questions. You need to go ahead and ask him. This guy right here has been killing me on the questions.
Keep on. We love
Yeah.
'em.
Thank you for doing this, Coach. I always enjoy your videos and clinics. Very helpful. Well, thank you very much, Coach, for that. All right. What I want to ask you, and this is me personally. Sorry, guys. I really wanted to ask him this. Walk us through your spring install.
All right. I'm really kind of on a 3-day
Okay.
install
I know
plan.
that's a lot like how the air raid.
And I got it. I actually got it written down from our last stop.
Nice.
And so I got me a little cheat sheet here.
Nothing wrong with that.
And all right. So what we'll do for our first day will be 10, 11, and 20 personnel. And so we'll install with that. Our runs that day will be nothing but zone. And so we'll run our inside zone, and we'll run the double, and then we'll run outside zone, and then our lead or speed or jet sweep, however you want to call it.
Okay.
And so that will be our run game. And then now with our quick game, we go 2 quicks, two drops. So now we run look, which is now our quick game option route. We'll go hitch, and then go and choice.
Okay.
And so that would be our day 1, day 4, day 7.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then on day 2, as far as run game, will be trap and will be dart. And then now we'll just flip it. On day 3,
It'll go
we'll
back.
go inside triple, and we'll put our midline off of our zone, off of that.
That's right. For those that don't know, he's the run and shoot and the veer, right?
Yes, we do
Okay.
put in the veer. Now in the spring,
Because he hates defenses.
Yep. In the spring, we will not do any kind of veer game, just because our veer tracks are the same exact thing for our offensive line as zone. We just changed the entry point with our tailbacks, and so we won't do any veer in the spring. And so we'll go inside zone, our pulls, inside zone, our pulls,
Okay.
inside zone, our pulls.
Okay.
And so-
I know a lot of air raid teams and stuff like that do it similar.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are
So on
anything
this
different?
one, so on day 2, we're gonna put our hole, and we'll put in slant. On day 2, we'll put in slide, and we'll put in hook. And so that will be the day 2. Day 3 will be look and hitch again, just because that's all we do with our quick. Those 4 concepts are our quick game.
Okay.
And then now off a slide and hook, we'll put in curl, we'll put in cobra, and we'll put in our 4 vert, which is what we call outside. And so that's really kind of the blueprint that we do. And then on day 4 on, we add curl every day.
Okay.
And so that's really
That's
our
your
pass.
main.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yep.
nice. So there you have it. Y'all just got the secret sauce. Not that many people know what the run and shoot is.
Yeah.
And he just told you how to install it. So share this. All right, Coach Timmerman, the run and shoot is very intriguing, but every time I've looked into it, my head is spinning. It's really simple once you get it and study it for 8 years.
And we'll go back to it in the very simplest term. Erase all this stuff. Run and shoot basically comes down as far as teaching to either middle of field closed or middle of field open. And if you can get your receivers to understand, if the middle field's closed, this is where we got to attack the defense, or middle field open, this is where we need to attack it. That now brings it to the simplest terms. And then now your receivers that are basketball players, you just say, go get open like you're going to play basketball.
All right, up. Sorry about that, coaches. I was just plugging in the charger so we don't do anything. All right, let's see what else. Coach K, how does the run and shoot work with your lower levels?
On the lower levels, we go very basic with it. We're going to start really, the first 2 for the upper levels is go and choice. What we do on the lower levels is curl is our outside, which is a 4 vertical package, and we run our hook, which is something that is the smash concept. And so those really are the 3 concepts on the lower levels. We won't put in our look route with our quick game option. We'll just run hitch, we'll run hole, and we'll run slants. So it's really kind of condensed down. And then as they progress is when we get further and further into the read routes.
All right. And coaches, if you're just joining us, my name is Ron McKie. This is Coach Justin Clark, and we were talking about the run and shoot. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Lets us know that we're doing okay and we're not stupid. If you like my channel, I put something out every Saturday at 10:30, anything involving the run and shoot, the air raid, and RPOs, so subscribe. It's down below. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and hit us up, because Coach we are lucky to be here. He's telling us everything about the run and shoot. It's kind of a dying breed. No one else does it really. I'm excited about this. And speaking of the hook route, I know one of my subscribers wanted to ask, how do you teach the hook route?
Okay. When we teach the hook, it's really I kind of simplify it. A lot of people run the hook as an 8 to 10 yard route. I treat it as a true smash route. And so what we end up doing with our hook, we're going to run the corner to take the top off the coverage. And then now we're just going to run the hitch. And the reason why I call it hook and the run and shoot is now he's just going to hook the hole. But now he has to understand, is the middle of the field open or is the middle of the field closed? Because now that dictates what he's going to do on the read route part of it. So if he sees that the middle of the field is closed and he feels any kind of pressure from that forced defender, or if he sees man pressure and that corner now stays on him, he's now flat across and he's going to cross that under coverage face. If the middle of the field is open, if he feels any kind of pressure, now he's going to replace the feet of that safety. And so now he's going to hook the coverage there. And so once he sits there on the hook route, he's going to run his hitch. If he does not get the ball, he's now going to look at the under coverage. If he feels any kind of coverage coming to him or any kind of force coming to him, he's now going to cross their face. If nobody's on him, he's just going to stay vacated on the hitch.
All right, there we go. Coach Clay Baker, I knew someone was doing. I should have known it was you that asked that. Let's see. Coach Herrera, I hope I'm saying that right. Hello. Coach Ja, sorry, buddy. We don't have film right now. I'm not smart enough to hook that up for this. Coach Large, is it a decision-based offense?
It's yes and no. a decision based off of pre-snap, and then, or really kind of decision based off of pre-snap, and then the adjustments off of post-snap. You still have your progression reads, and so if that's what you're asking on the decision base, it's still a progression read off of pre-snap, and then now we have to be on the same page as far as the post-snap read part of it.
Okay. Sorry, coaches. I'm going to tilt that just a little bit and get my ugly face out of the way. Coach Preston, what 3 concepts would you install first? Are you talking about runs or I'm guessing since this is the run and shoot, passes. If you could just have 3 concepts.
Three concepts. The very first thing for me would be go. Next would be the choice. And then the next would be hook. So that would be my main 3. Then slide would probably be the 4th, or we can go to our 4-vert game, which is what we call outside. Okay. And so that's kind of really the main things on the upper levels of what we do.
What about JV? If you could, would you simplify it to 2?
On JV, I'll just take these 2 out.
Okay.
It get really good at
those 3.
And because 4 verts is 4 verts, and so you can coach that up on the fly, but you really got to get good at those 3 concepts.
Okay, there you go, Coach Preston. Coach Arnold, can you show how you teach switch?
Yes. All right. What we end up doing, and with our pass protection, we actually have 3 different ways of running. So right now, this is a mirror concept. Our 60s is the switch, and then any kind of 70 is a 3x1. And so now we have different ways of running it. So now if we end up running our switch off of the hook package, all right, so we're gonna run 60 hook. So play side's got the hook. Backside, now we have the switch. And so it goes back to the same question. Backside 1 now has the vertical read switch. And then backside 2 now has what we call the rail switch. And so his rule is if I can't beat and get over the top, now I'm going to cut it in between 7 and 10, and now I'm bringing it back across. And so really you have kind of a levels look backside, but you still have the vertical stretch at the same time. And so with this switch, you still have the vertical aspect of it, to where if it's middle of the field is closed, he's now just going to continue up the hash. Okay, if he now crosses his face, if it's a 1 high look, I'm going to either sit it down or I can run my hunt route. If the middle of the field is open, now if he's on the hash and he's vertical, now I'm going to run the bender, or now we can break it off depending on how that Mike linebacker is now getting, how vertical he gets into the route. And so that's really the beauty of kind of the vertical read. And then backside of it with that rail switch, he's going to run the rail route. If he can't get on top of it, he's now going to come across anywhere from 7 to 10.
All right. Coach Large, again, how do you get the quarterback and receivers on the same page when the receivers make their choice route?
The easiest thing, and when I played in it, and I only played in it for a year when I was at Western, I got this drill from the coach, and basically the receiver coach wanted the quarterback to make the receivers right. And so we ran our choice, and the quarterback had to throw him open. And so now we had to read the body of the receiver. So we didn't know what the receiver was doing. We just had to now read the body language of the receiver. And so we were running on air so many times without a defender look, to where now we knew the body position, and we got on that type of same page with it, if that makes any kind of sense. If not, what you can do, especially on our lower levels, is once we tag choice, the quarterback now, based on the leverage, will give that receiver his route, and then that's how they can progress to seeing, well, this is what the quarterback sees, this is what I'm going to run.
So you would signal, you would have them
on the lower levels at first, we can do that.
And what is it? The quarterback's always right, so the quarterback will tell the wide receiver.
Quarterback will yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, let me get my head out of the way. Coach Bananas, do you ever run choice out of 2x2?
Yes, I do. And we run it with the choice. We still stay with the backside with the 3x1 rule. And so we're gonna run 71 choice. I can't spell. And so now, play side 1 has the choice. Backside 1 has the go curl. Backside 2 has a vertical read. And then really backside 3, just because it's a 3x1 concept. Now backside 3 still has his shallow.
The pivot.
And
okay.
so now we do that. If we want to pivot, now we can call choice pivot.
Okay.
And so now we make a call and say, now we're gonna run 71 choice pivot.
So, this is just me, guys. I'm sorry. Your choice at a 3x1 and a 2x2 is kind of similar to what the air raid does, but they go 2x2 with the shallow,
Yes.
and then the 3. Okay.
Yes. And so really, choice to me is our shallow game. So when
Gotcha.
somebody says, "What's your shallow package?" we just say
It's
choice.
choice. Okay.
If we say mesh, so what's your mesh game? We go back to choice.
Gotcha.
So everything that we do, we kind of marry all the drive concept, the mesh concept, and the true shallow concept with this route.
That's not. I got to be honest. I thought about giving this guy, when we run our shallow
Right.
game, this option when he runs it.
And it's really simple once they understand it and get it, because now all they see is middle of field open. I have this grass, and so a lot of the air raid teams say we're gonna find grass, attack grass. Well, we literally are attacking grass.
Nice. I'm getting excited. Coach Smith, yes, they do run the offense, and he learned it in college. Coach Steven, please touch on protection versus zone blitz, delay, linebacker dogs, first uncover man out to backside, and then linebacker coming on a delay dog. Wow. We both. Hey, if you got that, that's impressive. How about we do this, Coach? This is the next question I wanted to ask. Pass protection.
Yes.
Well, how many do you have?
We have really, truly a quick game protection or slide protection that can be either a full slide or we'll have a slide rule with it. And then our 50, 60, 70 is a 6-man protection. And we can get into a big on big when we do want to go scat protection. And then we have a sprint. Really our play action is based off of our RPOs. We really don't do a lot of true play action unless we really want to get the ball downfield. And so our intermediate would become more of an RPO type game to control it. But really, to that question, I'm pretty sure that he's really kind of wanting. Because are you wanting the quick game protection, or are you wanting more of a 6-man when we're wanting to throw the ball intermediate to downfield?
While he does that, Coach Singleton, what's up, buddy? You guys look a lot better than I did. You shut your mouth. He says 6-man.
6-man. All right, so what we end up doing with it is really kind of your typical half-man, half-slide protection. And so what we do with it, if we get into, let's just say we're in 2x2, and they're playing a 5-man box. Okay, we're now going to point. Our point would be here outside, and so we want to stay outside. So we want to keep a dual read with our running back. So if we're going 60, 50, or 70, we know that's a 6-man protection. And so if we're going 60 or 50, whatever we want to call with it, we're going to tell the back where to go. The O-line now is going opposite with it. And so 60 would be the man side. Now from center back will be our zone or slide side, depends on how you want to call it. Some people call it zone side, some people call it slide side. What we'll do will be man on to the play side, to the man side. We'll dual read with the tailback, 1 to 2, and now we're A to B to C. And so really, these three have those 3 or those 4. Quarterback is now responsible for the 4th man backside. And so if they do end up bringing some sort of this. Now we just pass it on, and it's a true kind of a fan look with it. If we get into an odd look with it, do you see more of a stack or do you see more of a 32 box, Coach?
Do both if you don't mind, real quick.
All right, so if we go here and we go our man protection, and let's just say we're running 60, so now we know we're man here. We got the dual read by the tailback. We're man on with tackle. Guard's responsibility, now he has nobody man on, so he's going to join the slide. And so now he's backside gap. Center is now A gap. Guard is B gap. Tackle is C gap. And so now, since that play side guard has nobody on him, he's joining the slide. And so really, on our 6-man protection, you're going to have, in my opinion, some studs or do really, really good with the twist game to kind of get our backside. Really, our blitzes come from this guy in his face. And so that's really
That makes sense.
what I've seen a lot of guys try to get on us is really kind of keying that back and know where our man side is. And so we've got to the point to where our tailback, he now on pass can play both sides of the fence.
Have you ever thought pistol? Because I know that's Mouse Davis
Yeah.
did when he went to Portland.
Yeah.
And we kind of we're now going into the pistol starting this spring.
I played around with it. It all depends on what this guy is.
Gotcha.
If he's a run threat, we'll do a little bit more pistol, just because now, I mean, we do run the football,
Yeah.
and we want to get him involved in the run game.
Okay.
If not, we just tell that tailback,
play
if it's
games.
60, just play games.
Gotcha. Hope that answered your question, Coach. Why have the half rollouts like what Moon and the Oilers used to do not done anymore?
I don't do that anymore just because of the protection. I blended and I kind of made the run and shoot my own. It's not the core run and shoot pass protection. And so what I've seen is if we're going to the man side, if we get half out here, most of the time now we don't have that cut. We're getting outside into the tackle's lane. And so that's the reason why I don't do it anymore. And so our landmark is really the inside foot of the guard on our roll. And so it's really not a roll. It's more of a cheap drop to this side, if that makes any kind of sense at all.
So instead of dropping back,
Yeah, instead of getting here, now we're getting on the inside part, because we do want these linebackers to kind of get to this side.
influence them just a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay.
And so it's kind of I call it a semi-roll.
Gotcha. Isn't that what June Jones
Yes.
started?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, Coach. Coach Bama, yes. If you're just joining us and you missed the first part, after this is over with, it goes into the queue and you can watch it on my channel. And again, coaches, if you're just joining us, my name's Coach Ron Mackey. This is Coach Justin Clark. We're here at Coach Clark's high school, Westwood, in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and we're talking about the run and shoot. If you find this interesting or it's helping you out, please give us a thumbs up to let us know that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. And if you like this, if you like my channel, I put a video out dealing with the spread offense every Saturday at 10:30. So please give it a subscribe if you find this interesting. And we have a couple more questions. I just saw one. Coach Bananas. No, we didn't go over the slide concept. Coach, could you go over the slide concept for us?
As the route
Great.
or the protection?
The route.
The route concept.
I'm
okay.
hoping you said route. Honestly,
We'll do both.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to know the slide because
Okay.
that's the one thing I really don't know.
All right, so on the slide, we do it from a 2x2, and we do it from 3x1.
Which one do you teach first? The 2x2 or the 3x1?
No, we go 3x1.
Could you do that one
Yes.
first?
And so what we end up doing on the slide is a true, originally a 3x1 route that I bastardized into 3x1 and 2x2. And so what we end up doing on the slide number 2 has the bubble to outside and to influence the corner. The number 3 guy now runs our post hunt to keep that linebacker in the box. And so now we get a true high-low either on that corner or the force defender. And so some people, the way that I teach it is take it, release. I want you to go where you can go. Sometimes a lot of people teach it as an MOR to read it, but either or, we're going to now run really kind of a take two post. That's kind of the easiest way that I teach the slide. Some people kind of condense it to a little bit, almost like a scat route.
Gotcha.
But I run it as a double post concept.
Okay.
And so what we end up doing is now running the take two, and he's just going to identify the corner leverage. If that corner is outside leverage, now I know that I'm going to run the post. If he now collapses on me, or if he's playing any kind of press technique, now I know I got to get back into the hole. Whether it's an MOR route or it's a inside kind of a burst shape to inside fade, I got to get back into that hole. And so that's really the basis of it. If he's playing off and I cannot get inside leverage on him, I still going to stay with it.
Okay.
That's kind of the big difference with us is if he's playing a soft corner and I can't get inside of him, then I'm still going to stay outside.
Okay. And how would you teach that? Teach it at a 2x2.
Out of 2x2, it's the same exact thing. We still keep it, and so now the 2x2 route, if we mirror it, however we want to do it, is now bubble, scat. So now we got the slide.
Okay.
So it's kind of that deal. And then now if we go 70, he knows that he's running his 3-man rule, and so we got the post here.
Okay.
If it's 50, now we got mirrored concepts. And then on 60, backside would be the vertical switch. So that's how we end up doing it.
Okay.
So we have 3 different ways of running it in the 2x2.
All right. Coach Brown, thank you. Coach Large, thank you. Coach Smith, we already told you played in it in college.
And I learned that from Doug Malone. He was at Wingate for a good bit, and then he was at Western Carolina, and I learned it under him. I should say I didn't play in it just because that senior year I tore my shoulder up, so more I studied in it more so than played in it.
All right. Okay, the next question is, with the run and shoot, how do you go about game planning for a defense?
Yes. How are they going to line up in 2x2? So really, how are they going to line up against it?
Okay.
And so how they line up in 2x2, how they line up in 3x1, and it's just identifying who's the weakest guy. And that's really kind of how we break it down, because we see a lot of kind of bastardized coverages.
Especially in high school.
Especially on the high school, to where especially in the trips, they're going to banjo, 2 and 3, play man on 1.
Yeah.
They're going to just play a banjo on 2 and 1 and play solo backside. And so how they line up, how they play it is now really how we game plan it.
Okay.
And so there's really nothing on the board really per se. It's just really how they line up with it, who's going to be the weak link, and then attack it from there.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, poor connection that comes back. Did we lose you guys? Hope not. We're gonna keep going. All right, and this is the last question that I got. If you got more question, coaches, you can go ahead and type them up in the comments. But what are some individual drills and team drills that you do every day to help you be successful?
Okay.
Run and shoot.
Think of it in an air raid concept way, to where we're going to do settle and noose. We're going to do pat and go. We're going to do routes on air. The big thing with the routes on air is that I got from Mike Leach. We're actually going to put targets out there. So when we do,
so what do you? I'm glad you did say that, because I started doing the same thing. We use trash cans. Do you know, trash cans as well?
We do. And so if the ball's here and we're just running, because everybody needs the way that we do our package. We don't have a true outside guy to a true inside guy. Everybody really needs to know everything. Okay. And so we'll just go to this side here, and now we'll just work, say on routes on air, we're going to do hook, and now we're gonna run the hook package off of it, and now we're gonna put trash can here. We'll get a look here with it, and so this will be either a coach or another player or somebody here to give a look. And then now that will be a live look. Definitely the coach. Majority of the time that's going to be our receiver coach.
Okay.
And so now, if he's feeling any kind of pressure, and he tells that force player what he's going to do.
Gotcha.
To kind of get that look with it. And really that's really the big drill with it. We're going to have our 7-on-7. We have 30 minutes of 7-on-7 a day.
Wow.
But at the same time, we have 30 minutes of inside run. And so it's really almost an hour worth. I take that back. It's 15 of 7-on-7 and then 15 and so it's 30 minutes.
Okay.
I said that wrong. And so with our first group, we'll be outside, so we'll be our 7-on-7. And so if our number 2s, now will be inside.
Okay.
And so,
Okay,
and then
Gotcha.
we just flip flop it.
Gotcha. Now, do you keep your first quarterback always with the 7-on-7?
No.
So do you do it every other day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's something I'm gonna steal. Besides all these. All right. All right. So we didn't lose y'all. Good. Coach Sick. I guess. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't say. How deep is a run and shoot playbook? Number of plays.
Just for me. So our veer package, zone package, and our pull package. And so anywhere from three concepts to this, but it's really one play that can turn into a lot. So it's that. Our quick game is 4, and depends on how good we get with our drop backs and how much they can handle. It could be anywhere from 4 to 9. And then we got 4 screens. And so just say 3 concepts here, 3, 7, 11, 15.
Okay. Let's just say, just starting out. I just go to a brand
Yeah.
new school. I want to run this. What would you advise? How many runs?
In the spring?
Yes.
So we have our midline off of it. We just have true zone read, which is the double. We have triple, which is the triple option off of it, and then we have outside zone.
Okay.
And so off of that is really inside zone, outside zone. So that'll be 2, and then off it we got trap, and then we have dart.
Okay.
And so that's our run game.
Okay.
And then our quick game we'll always put in every package of our quick games. That's 4. And then depends on how good they get it
Okay.
with our.
So you would rather have more quick game just in case they're not that good
Yes.
than drop back.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Coach Steven, do you believe in the statement, pass them into a 6-man box and run them into a 5-man box so that you can dictate middle of the field open or close? I think it's everyone, Coach.
Yes. Yes.
Great question, though. Keep them coming, buddy. I know you've been looking forward to this. Coach Diego, who were some of your coaching influences and how have they impacted what you do? I'll talk first. I love Mouse Davis, but I'm more into the Hal Mummy, Mike Leach, air raid style. I said it before and I'll say it again. When I was in high school, this is how much of a loser I am. My friends and buddies would go to parties and stuff, and I would tell them, I can't go, Mike Leach is on. I've got to get out an old blank VCR cassette and tape it so that I can watch it, and then the next morning go and diagram all the plays. What about you, Coach?
Just some coaching influences. I always love the run and shoot package just because I'm a pretty boy quarterback and I like to throw the football. And so I've always thought that was a great offense, and I always wanted to learn it and coach in it. And so I would stay up, and you as a Hal Mummy guy, I would watch all kind of Hawaii film. When he got to SMU, I love watching the SMU. A lot of the coaches that I had in college, I played in the West Coast. I played in the true air raid, and then I played in kind of the Rich Rodriguez scheme. I was too slow to run the spread option, and so they kind of had to dictate what they're going to run with it. But I learned a lot from a man named Marty Lowe. He came from Petrino school, and that's really where I learned the West Coast offense from it. It was really kind of the power spread. And so once we got with that, it's really kind of influenced me. I played for my father. He was a head football coach, head baseball coach, and so kind of, and the run game comes from his philosophy, and is still instilled in me that we got to be able to run the football to win football games. And so as much as we talk about pass game, a lot of our offense is based off the run, and you'll see that one season we ran for 3,500 and we threw for 24. The very next season we threw for 36 and ran for 22. And so it's the run has to be involved in this offense for, in my opinion, to be really successful. Because I've had some losing seasons with it to where we couldn't control the line of scrimmage, and we suffered for it because of the wins and losses.
Got to put the run in the run and shoot. So, Coach McKenzie, levels out of 3x1. How are you coaching the 2 fin routes? Do you do?
I don't do levels out of 3x1 because our backside rail concept, our switch concept, really turns into levels, and so that's my level. So that's one concept that we don't teach just because of our switch package. We treat it like levels.
All right, Coach K. Do you feel like you can integrate concepts of run and shoot into a more traditional offense, or does it have to be a wholesale run and shoot?
No, I think that's the beauty of the run and shoot is you see teams across the nation running run and shoot type plays. You can run a curl corner flat concept and say on the corner, now we're going to go curl Paco. And so now the corner has that choice of running the post or the corner. And so you can get into run and shoot concepts without calling yourself a true run and shoot guy. And I think that's really kind of the beauty of why the run and shoot is still heavily involved in kind of modern offenses, but people don't go wholesale to it.
I agree. Even the air raid has some run and shoot principles
Yes.
of finding grass and sitting in grass. It's essentially read what the defense is giving you. Coach Rude Dog. If you go on my channel, I have a playlist of Mouse Davis, old. I don't know if you've even seen it.
I've seen some
old videos back in the 88 to 90 where he did with the Truckee, I guess, series. He's on a chalkboard, and he is walking through what Coach is talking about. The go route, the choice route, the hook route, the switch route, the streak route. He has his pass protections and his run game. So you can go and check that out. Coach Witt, will we ever see it back in the NFL? Personally, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to go.
Not wholesale to it. No. I don't think so.
Coach Barrett, what is your favorite go-to third down play? I'm going to reword it, Coach. If push comes to shove, third down, what is the one play you will run? Gun to your head.
Gun to my head. Third and short will be go. Third and medium will be a go, or third and long will be choice. And so really it's either go or choice, just because that's what we really hang our hat on is those two concepts. And so we've got to be really, really good at those two concepts to be successful. Go and choice to me is your air raid stick and snag for the air raid guys. Like you got to be really good at stick and snag in the air raid, in my opinion, to be successful. In the run and shoot, you got to be good at go and choice.
Okay, that makes sense. The two main ones. Coach Stevens, shotgun or under center for timing purposes?
The run and shoot purist will say that you can't run go unless you're under center. And that is true. Because if you look at go, if you back shoulder go from under center, he's going to run stick. But if you back shoulder go the seam read from shotgun, he's going to be from 8 to 10. And so me personally, I like to hit him in that deeper hole just because I think that influences that force defender a little bit more. And then with that Mike linebacker going and walling, we can do more things of getting that guy inside that linebacker. And so that's the reason why I like it from the shotgun more so than from the under center.
All right. Coach McKenzie, no problem. That's what we're here for. And Coach Rude Dog, no problem. All right, Coach, that's all we have, all the questions we have. If there's any more questions, let us know. I don't want to keep Coach this long. We've already been going 45 minutes, and it seems like we've been only doing it for
Yeah.
5. I want to ask, do you put much stock in passing league? Because I know that's starting to come
Yes.
up and everything. So y'all are big.
I'm a big 7-on-7 guy. You know, from a head coaching standpoint and a play caller standpoint, I believe that you win your championships in the weight room and in the summer 7-on-7, just in our style of offense. That's where you got to have success. Is now we're going to keep our tempo, keep it in the weight room, and then match it with our 7-on-7s. Just because of what we do with all of our read routes, we've got to be able to have people run it on not just air but on people.
All right. Coach, if you could just go ahead and put down your Twitter
Yes.
handle. And coaches, that's the end of it. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. I will have Coach's Twitter handle after this in the description below. If there's another coach, any coach that's watching this, I really love this. If you want to talk ball, let me know where you're at. If you're in a 5 to 8 hour radius, I will be happy to drive and talk ball with you, and we can put this on. If you enjoyed this and you enjoy my channel, please subscribe. It's right down below. And until next week, guys, remember, let's continue to master the spread, score points, and have fun.